Are you responsible for your partner's orgasm? If you are a man watching this, you might have been told that you are. I think that at large, we make men responsible for their partner's orgasm. And I know that because I have seen plenty of men and women in online forums and in coaching saying things like, he hasn't been able to get me there. Or men saying like, I'm not able to get her to orgasm every time. Like even in that language, you're taking responsibility for your partner's orgasm. Let me be clear. We're all responsible for our partner's satisfaction and pleasure to a certain degree inside of bed. That's what makes you a great lover. When you feel a certain amount of responsibility and ownership for your partner's experience, even when you're out to dinner, like having ownership over your partner's experience makes you a great partner. But you are not responsible for their orgasm. You are not responsible for figuring out their body, or more importantly, their mind. You are not responsible for doing all of the detective work to figure out why they feel the way that they feel about sex, whether they don't like it or they do like it, or they're not able to reach orgasm, or just not all the time, or they can't get out of their head because they're always thinking about this. You can certainly give them the resources, the direction, the support, the encouragement for them to figure that out. But at the end of the day, sex is an inside job. Enjoying sex is something that we figure out how to do for ourselves, and then we bring into the bedroom and into a partnership with another person. We can learn skills and techniques, and we can become incredible lovers. But at the end of the day, we cannot be responsible for their orgasm or their pleasure. And part of the reason for that is that we can't read their mind. We don't know what's going on in their mind. We could be providing physical, mental, emotional sensation. We could be providing every single erotic blueprint's worth of experience to them, and ultimately they may still not experience pleasure, arousal, and orgasm. But here's one thing I do want to say. We ought to be less goal-oriented when it comes to our partner's orgasm. If our partner sometimes experiences trouble orgasming, if our partner from time to time says that they love having sex with us, but they might not get there right now, it doesn't mean that we should give up. But I do think that we should make sex more about the experience and what feels good and enjoyable and pleasurable, rather than just trying to figure out how to get them to orgasm. That puts additional pressure on the orgasm that could make it even harder for them to reach orgasm. Sex is a really cool thing that can happen between two bodies and their mouths and their fingers and their genitals. It does not always have to look a certain way. I invite you to consider all the many ways that you can enjoy the journey with them. So I guess what I want you left with is that it's a little bit both. It is great for you to be responsible and to feel accountable for your partner's arousal, pleasure, and orgasm. That's a beautiful orientation to bring into a loving relationship. But at the end of the day, you cannot be more responsible for or take more ownership of their pleasure and their orgasm than they are. They should, at a bare minimum, be able to guide you closer to what feels good for them based on their own exploration and your collective curiosity. And if you're not experiencing that from your partner, I invite you to check out the rest of the videos on my channel, have them subscribe to this channel, maybe even consider applying for coaching in the link below. Great sex doesn't have to feel complicated or out of reach or like it's for people who are not you. Great sex is possible for all folks, no matter what they've got going on physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally. It is possible. I have never ever seen someone who didn't want to have great sex not be able to figure out how to enjoy sex more and have more pleasure in their life, in my coaching career and on this channel. That is what we are all about doing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Caitlin V. I have a request of you. We are trying to get to 1 million subscribers before the end of this year. It would help me so much if you would subscribe to this channel. And if you already are, share this video with a loved one or a friend who would appreciate it. Every share really, really helps. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you here later this week.